Hey everyone, my name is Brian. If you can relate, give me a thumbs up. If you feel like your brain can't stay focused for more than a few minutes, I want you to know you're not alone. In this video, I'll share the 4-step dopamine reset plan I use when I need to detox my brain. But you may be wondering what dopamine is. Basically, dopamine is a neurotransmitter. It's a chemical messenger that plays a role in your brain's reward system. It's responsible for making you feel pleasure when you do something enjoyable or rewarding. When you eat something tasty, finish a workout, or accomplish a goal, your brain releases dopamine as a way to reinforce those actions, encouraging you to repeat them. Dopamine is essential for motivation, focus, and learning. Without it, you'd struggle to find the drive to pursue anything, because your brain wouldn't register the rewards or pleasure in quite the same way. It's the reason you feel so great when you finish a big project or when you're doing something that aligns with your passions. Dopamine gives you that rush of joy and satisfaction, which keeps you motivated to keep moving forward. But here's the catch. Dopamine is a double-edged sword. While it's important for positive motivation, our brains can become overstimulated with all the instant gratification around us. We're constantly bombarded with activities that give us quick dopamine hits, like notifications on our phone, social media likes, and even unhealthy eating habits. And this is where the problem begins. Because of our environment, many of us are hijacking our dopamine systems, and it's destroying our ability to focus, stay productive, and enjoy anything long term. Think about it. Every time you get a like on social media or a notification, your brain releases a small burst of dopamine. This feels great in the moment, but over time, it sets up a cycle where you begin to crave that instant gratification. The problem with this constant dopamine stimulation is that it leads to dopamine burnout. You may start feeling like you need to constantly check your phone or refresh your social media just to get that next burst of reward. What happens next? You lose the ability to focus on important tasks that don't provide the same instant gratification. Long-term goals like reading a book, completing a project, or even just having a meaningful conversation becomes less satisfying because they don't offer that same quick, intense reward. As a result, you find yourself procrastinating more, feeling unproductive, and even experiencing a drop in overall motivation. What's worse, when our dopamine receptors are constantly overloaded, they can become less sensitive, meaning you need more stimulation to get the same high as before. That's why people often feel empty or bored when they aren't engaging in high dopamine activities. And don't believe that lie that you're naturally lazy or unmotivated. It's that your brain has become desensitized to normal, healthy levels of dopamine. But don't worry, there's a way to break this cycle, and it starts with resetting your brain's dopamine system. Here's where the magic happens. I'm going to walk you through a simple 4-step dopamine reset plan that can help you regain control over your habits, focus better, and feel more satisfied in your daily life. Okay, let's jump right into it. Step number 1, identify high dopamine activities. The first step is to identify these activities in your life that are producing high levels of dopamine. This may be obvious to some, but for many people, it's not. A drawback of living a dopamine-filled life is not taking the time to think deeply about our situation and identifying the root of the problem. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Water is the last thing a fish notices." When we are swimming in our distractions from one day to the next, sometimes we miss what's all around us. Grab a pen and paper or open your notes app and jot down those things that you do throughout the day that gives you a quick burst of pleasure. These are probably your high dopamine activities. Your list might include scrolling through social media, playing video games, eating junk food, binge watching TV shows or videos, or my Achilles heel, constantly checking your phone for notifications. Now, once you've identified your high dopamine activities, it's time to think about how often you engage in them. Are you taking up more time than you should? Are you substituting productive or meaningful activities for these quick dopamine fixes? The goal here is to get a clear picture of where your dopamine is being overexploited. Step number 2, take a detox. Now comes the hard part, the detox. You need to take a break from these high dopamine activities to give your brain a chance to recalibrate. This can be tough, but it's essential for resetting your dopamine levels. But don't worry, you don't have to go cold turkey. Start with a short detox period, maybe a day or even a weekend, and gradually increase it over time as needed. Now, during this time, focus on being present. Take walks outside, engage in mindfulness practices like meditating or journaling, and simply enjoy the activities that require patience and long-term satisfaction. Believe me, at first it's going to feel uncomfortable. You may experience withdrawal symptoms like irritability or boredom, but remember, this is just your brain adjusting to the reset. Hey, I just want to say thanks for watching, and if you want more videos that are going to help you develop into the person that you're striving to become, be sure to subscribe because you don't want to miss a single gold nugget. Okay, step number 3, replace those habits with low dopamine, healthy activities. Once you've completed your detox, it's time to replace those high dopamine activities with healthier, more balanced habits. This is where you're going to start shifting your lifestyle towards long-term rewarding activities. Examples of low dopamine healthy habits include exercising, reading books that's going to help you grow, cooking nutritious meals, building relationships with family and friends, practicing mindfulness or meditation, and engaging in hobbies that are going to be fulfilling but not immediately gratifying. So hobbies like painting, writing, or learning to play a musical instrument are great examples. Now, these activities won't give you that quick, intense dopamine rush, but they're going to bring you more lasting satisfaction and rewards into your life. Remember, dopamine is not bad for your body. It becomes harmful when our bodies get too much of it, over and over again, causing us to become dependent on that high. Number 4, gradual reintroduction. Okay, now that you've spent some time engaging in healthier habits and your dopamine levels are more balanced, it's time to gradually reintroduce some of those high dopamine activities that you enjoy without overdoing it. The ideal here is to reframe your relationship with those activities. Rather than turning to social media every time that you're bored, you could set specific times during the day when to check your notifications. Instead of binge watching an entire season of a show in one sitting, watch one episode and take a break. This is a form of delayed gratification, and it feels awesome when you can enjoy your favorite activity without feeling that guilt or shame of overindulging. Remember, it's not about eliminating pleasure or enjoyment. It's about regaining balance and making sure that you're not letting dopamine control your life. With the right plan, you'll enjoy your favorite activities without letting them control your every move. So what's your favorite dopamine activity? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want a plan to kick one of the biggest dopamine disruptors of all, social media, be sure to click on this video and I'll see you there.